Today is the second Sunday of the Lent. My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, today's first reading narrates the vocation story of Abraham. God called Abraham when he was 75 years old. God asked him to make a sacrifice, to leave his native country, his beloved relatives, and to move 100 miles away to an unknown country. God made two promises to Abraham. The first promise was that the promised land, Canaan, would belong to Abraham and his descendants. And the second promise was that God would give Abraham a son in his old age. Abraham did not question God. He just listened to the word of God. He believed in the power of the word of God and just obeyed. Today's first reading invites all of us to put our trust, our confidence in God, both in favorable and unfavorable situations. Saint Paul wrote his letter to the people of Philippi when he was in the prison. The people of Philippi were Roman citizens. They took pride in having a Roman citizenship. And dear brothers and sisters, sometimes we also take pride in our own culture, our own language, and we belittle others. St. Paul is asking all of us not to take pride in our culture, in our language, but rather look for heavenly citizenship. We can obtain this heavenly citizenship remaining faithful to God and having a mindset on Christ. The Gospel highlights the Transfiguration story of Jesus. The word Transfiguration comes from the Latin root trans and figura. Trans means across, figura means form. Therefore, Transfiguration means change of form. During the Transfiguration, Jesus changed his appearance and became glorious. The Transfiguration of Jesus took place on Mount Tabor. For the Jews, mountain was a holy place, a place where prophets experienced God. During the Transfiguration, Peter, James, and John had a heavenly glimpse on earth. They also saw Moses and Elijah along with Jesus. Moses represents the law. Elijah represents the prophets. Moses led the people of Israel out of slavery in Egypt. He met God on the mountaintop. God spoke to him. God gave him 10 commandments for the people of Israel. Prophet Elijah also, like Moses, met God on Mount Tabor. And he, in fact, experienced God in a gentle breeze. The presence of Moses and Elijah indicates that Jesus is their successor. Jesus also fulfilled the law and prophets. Jesus is the new Moses. God gave 10 commandments to Moses for the people of Israel. And Jesus gave a new commandment to the new Israel. And we are the new Israel. And Jesus is a new prophet. The prophets always conveyed the message of God. They spoke the truth. During the Transfiguration, Peter, James and John heard a voice from heaven saying, "This is my beloved Son, listen to him." Why should we listen to Jesus? Because he conveyed the message of God. He spoke the truth. And something more Jesus did. He is the truth. At Caesarea Philippi, Jesus asked his disciples, "Who do you say I am?" Simon Peter confessed, "You are Christ, the Son of the living God." Peter confessed Jesus as the Messiah, but his understanding about the Messiah was a tribal one. Peter never wanted Jesus to suffer and die. This was the reason why Jesus took Peter, James and John to the mountain top to deepen their faith, so that they may accept failures, challenges, sufferings and death. My dear brothers and sisters, all of us need transfiguration, transformation in our life to deepen our faith. And this is possible only in and through prayer. In prayer, let us listen to the Word of God. Let us believe in the power of the Word of God. Let us allow the Word of God to inspire and transform us, so that we too can inspire and transform others. Amen.